Yeah, sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't work. Nothing but modern staples here. Savage Knuckleblades. We did get up to 4 Tireless Trackers. The original deck list that was submitted didn't have 4 Tireless Trackers in it. I fixed that because Tireless Tracker is a messed up card. We're playing 4 of them. Ready to get knucked up, chat? Ready to do some knucking? Is it ever correct to run less than 4? I don't think so. I feel like if your deck is a deck that wants to run Tireless Trackers, you should just play all of them. There's only 3 Back to Natures. The last card there is a Feed the Clan. Thank you very much. Got a little respect for Burn. I pre-gamed. I'm already knucked up. God bless, God bless, God bless. Look, I'm not here to not keep this hand, chat. Sword of Light and Shadow rebuys your Bloodbraid Elves, chat. We can't call against command our Bloodbraid Elves in this archetype, so we need to sword them back. What is the best tracker deck in Modern, in my opinion? Green-Black Midrange. The Green-Black Midrange deck with 4 trackers that you can find on the deck list page on my website, I think is the best 4 tracker deck in Modern. I think that deck is very good. If you're looking for a fair interactive deck to play, that one is a great choice. Yeah, this is just top, right? I want both of these. Elves. So I feel like you need to kind of pick an axis to try and fight elves on when you're a deck like what we're playing. And I think the axis we want to fight on, especially with how this hand is lined up, is I'd rather kill their payoffs rather than try and kill their mana creatures. So I think I'm going to let this Elvish Mystic live and then save these bolts and these Izzet Charms for their Elvish Archdruids, their Azuris, those types of cards. And of course, if they're on a 1-land hand, we feel kind of bad about this decision. Since they're on a 1-lander, do I now want to change my thoughts on this and attack their elves? You can always find most of my current deck lists on my website, jeffhoagland.com/decklists. I could split the difference and kill one and play Tarmogoyf. I actually don't hate that. Nah, I kind of do. Yeah, let's just Stone Rain them. Good luck at SCG, Jeff. Let's put these towards Poxwalkers. Thank you for the bits, Torque and Rogue. Happy to add those. As always, for every 100 bits you cheer or $1 you donate, you can pick a deck that's in the queue and push that up so we see it a little bit sooner. All of the content that I do here is viewer focused, so the people that support me dictate what we play and how soon we play it. Very grateful to the people that allow me to do this as my work, so they get to dictate what we do. I'd love to start with Serum Visions here. Bloodbraid. I'm gonna bottom here. To go Tarmogoyf into Botanical Sanctum tapped. No, pretty much only playing Modern these days. If you want details on how the donation decks work, you can click this link here. It has all the details in it. Mr. Lifeguard with the 5 months. Thank you very much for re-upping and welcome back. I appreciate it. My website is just WordPress, so there are various plugins and things like that. The deck plugin that I'm using on my website is actually written by the same people that made Stream Decker. No, it varies depending on what you're doing, Travis. Gabby Sparts had an article on the Mothership at some point talking about specifically getting started with Magic streaming. Streaming is very easy. Like, sorry, let me rephrase. Getting set up to stream is fairly easy. If you have a reasonable computer, the actual going through and like, what's the word I'm searching for? The actual going through and like setting up the software to stream is pretty idiot-proof these days. OBS is the what you see is what you get editor. You just click to add random elements to the screen and you get to move them around and resize them. It's really not that complicated. There is a form linked under the stream through which you can submit deck lists for my hey, would you play these or would you not play these? I don't say yes or no to decks based on just generic archetypes. I need to see a specific deck list. We are very, very dead. I'm going to cascade here into maybe a lightning bolt, but probably pretty dead here. Yeah. Elves is very good against these decks like what we're playing. I don't remember. Do we have more spot removal on the board? We have Roast, we have Arc Trail, and we have a Staticaster. Oh, we do get to bring in Grafdigger's Cage. Grafdigger's Cage does shut off their collected companies, which is nice. Sword is too slow here. Visions is probably too slow here. Knuckleblade just gets blocked for forever. Bloodbraid Elf helps us find our higher impact cards more consistently. Feed the Clan is not good here. I guess I could see that. The opponent's deck, when they kill us, is generally they're not killing us by inches, they're killing us by miles. That is correct, Rolf. Keep red mana up for if you hit. And you see how specific and useful that feedback is? Just the, you should do it, and this is why you should do it. That's exactly what I'm looking for in contributions in chat. Thank you for that suggestion, Rolf. For people wondering, Grafdigger's Cage does not stop Cascade from working because Cascade spells, while they come out of the deck, are actually cast from exile. So this is not a non-bow with Bloodbraid Elf. Really need red mana here, so we're gonna go bottom here. Afternoon, night. We are 0-1 in this league. No, we just started, right? We're 0-1 in this match. This is the first match of the league. There we go. Yeah, Grafdigger's Cage is not going to give you the desired result against Living End. Things that will leave you salty. Trying to use Grafdigger's Cage against Living End. Missing red mana could very well be the death of this hand. I don't think Damping Sphere is good against Elves. Damping Sphere is a card people always want to bring in against Elves. There's a reason why Elves plays Damping Sphere in their sideboard. While they have some explosive draws that allow them to play a lot of creatures very quickly, they can still make a lot of mana and play their cards over a couple of turns. Maybe I should have played Cage this turn, because this is their company turn. Sweet, not company. God bless. I think Cage is still worth stopping. Stopping just Collected Company, yeah. Collected Company is one of the more important cards in the Elf deck. It's the way they actually generate card advantage. While Lead the Same People still generate card advantage, cutting off half of their card advantage is worthwhile in my opinion. Which is why I boarded it in. We're very dead here, just no red mana. Rough start to the league, chat. Temur is one of these archetypes that I probably get submitted more than any other archetype, and it always comes up a little bit short. I probably reject more Temur decks than most things. While we're waiting for the second match of this league to pop, I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out today. TGIF, hope you're having a good start to your weekend. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. I stream because I love doing it, but my subscribers, their support is the reason why I'm able to do this full-time like I do. Past that, you can support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. Honey would love to save you some money. Honey is a free browser add-on that when you install it using that link bit.ly/Google Honey, you'll be supporting my content here at absolutely no cost to yourself. What Honey does is quite excellent. When you're shopping online, it searches for coupon codes automatically for things that you've already put in your shopping cart. And if it can save you money on things you were going to buy anyways, it offers to save you some money. If it can't, it leaves you completely alone. Lisa would like to get you on your way to a better night's sleep. Christy and I have been sleeping with Lisa for the last 7 weeks now, and we truly enjoy it. Lisa produces foam mattresses. I don't think we'd ever go back to a traditional pillow top. You can save $160 or more on your new mattress with Lisa by checking out links bit.ly/HoogleBedUS and bit.ly/HoogleBedCA. And of course, we'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. I love when the shilling lines up perfectly with the next match start. How does Honey make their money? So Honey gets a kickback from the websites when their codes get used, because websites know when people get discounts, they're more likely to buy things a lot of the time. So when Honey saves you money, they make money. So they are encouraged to have a good product because that's how they get paid. They have deals lined up with sites like Amazon and the other places where they search for coupon codes that they get a kickback when they find codes. Yeah, basically referral bonuses. And that's a good question because a lot of sites, like Facebook and stuff, they make money by selling your personal information. Honey does not sell your personal information. So it basically just does good things. In fact, when Honey approached me about advertising, Christy already had it installed on her browser. And Christy's very frugal. She does coupons and all this other sorts of stuff, and she liked it and said it was worth promoting and it was a good product. So I was like, all right, this seems easy. I also get kicked when I buy stuff. Nice Inquisition. Shame it can't take this Bloodbraid Elf. Shame it can't take this Bloodbraid Elf. If this is Mardu Pyromancer out of the opponent, this is kind of Mardu Pyromancer in my mind is kind of the litmus test for these other fair interactive decks in Modern, because Mardu Pyromancer is like, hey, BDP, thanks for installing Honey, I appreciate it. Mardu Pyromancer is kind of the card advantage monster of the fair decks in Modern, right? Like, this is the deck that aims to bury these other fair decks with piles of Bedlam Revelers. Firecorn, thanks for checking out Honey, I appreciate it, welcome. Yeah, after receiving, let's say, attention from people who are obnoxious on the internet, I've revisited my opinion on leaving comments open on any of my videos. Honey has a page on their site that lists all the places where they work. While they focus primarily, I believe, in the UK and the United States, it does work to some amount in other places. There's full details on that on Honey's website. Life's too short to spend time reading YouTube comments, in my opinion. And as a responsible adult that wants to cultivate reasonable places of discourse online in my spaces where I create content, I'm not going to just not read the comments that get posted on my YouTube channel. I think if you have comments enabled on a YouTube channel, you should feel responsible for the things that people are posting there. So D. Hugh saying, thanks for checking out Honey, I appreciate it. So if I had comments enabled, I would read and moderate them, and that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time and effort. Milk Dud, thanks for checking out, honey. I appreciate it. You can tweet at me if you have feedback on YouTube, my YouTube videos. You can drop comments about them here in chat while I'm live. If you're a subscriber, you can tag me in things on the subscribers Discord. Lots of avenues to get my attention. Yeah, the people that post comments on YouTube videos seem to be a lot more obnoxious on average than in other places. You can send a letter to my P.O. box, ain't that the truth? Having visions, chat. What a tilt. What a tilt. All right, so do I want to cascade Bloodbraid into Scavenging Ooze next turn? We were so close, chat. We were one card off. I think I want to cascade Bloodbraid into Scavenging Ooze next turn. I think that sounds appealing. And I'm not going to attack this turn, but I'm going to comment the next turn. So next turn, we'll play the second Bloodbraid Elf. I didn't want to smash my Goyfs into their Goyf again here, because if they had a Bolt or a K command, they would be able to kill my Tarmogoyf with that. And I'd prefer my Tarmogoyf doesn't die to Bolt or K command. Easy sack there. Well, I don't have a lot going on here. So I guess now the question becomes, do I want to attack the Liliana? I probably don't. Too easy. Thanks for checking out, honey. It is very easy to check out. So do I want to just smash them with everything here? I think I just full face smash, right? That leaves me 3 lethal attackers next turn, potentially. This game's going to be over before this Ancestral Visions happens. They have a fatal push here. This attack feels kind of bad, but I think it's right to take the pusher here. Nice, okay. Can never say no to a good salesman. It's very easy to sell good products. I often have people comment that I'm good at shilling and stuff like that, but the best way to be good at shilling is to just not accept that just don't shill for things that are bad. I personally use and test everything that I advertise for on stream. So like, I know that they're reasonable products. It makes doing my job a lot easier. So I definitely want the roasts here. What do I want to trim? Sword of Light and Shadow is like kind of appealing here, but at the same time, like Sword against the Kolaghan's command deck seems bad. I did a lot of research on Cardsphere. That's true. I don't own Paper Magic cards. I got a lot of feedback directly from people who had used Cardsphere before I took them on. That is the asterisk there. Cardsphere is not a service that I've used personally, but I've heard nothing but good things. The idea behind what they're doing is awesome, and the fact that they let you cash out your points you have at any point means that their system should be well maintained. Yeah. Yeah, Sword's extra slow on the draw, so I'm definitely going to cut that. And then what's my last cut here? Do I cut a Noble Hierarch? Cutting a Noble Hierarch is probably fine. Yeah. I like Bolt. We generally need to kill Dark Confidant. They have Bloodbraid Elves we're going to want to kill on occasion. Lightning Bolt makes it so when our Goyf bumps into their Goyf, Lightning Bolt finishes it off. Lightning Bolt can jump up and kill Liliana the Veil, so I think Bolt's very flexible in this matchup. I think I'm going to mulligan this hand, because not only does it not have a threat, but it doesn't have Ancestral Vision in it. Well, this is the hand we're here to keep. Ding, ding! Joke's on you, opponent. I left a good card on top of my deck. Joke's on you, opponent. I left the good card on top of my deck. Alrighty, I'll slide that one right on out over there. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. If I was playing the opponent's deck, would I leave in discard? It depends on the context of my sideboard. Probably not. I would assume the opponent's deck had little counter magic in it because of Bloodbraid Elf, and I think if the blue deck doesn't have counter magic, you don't really want discard. Removal spell. Well, our draw spells plan is going very poorly so far. I would keep that 6 again in a heartbeat. You don't beat the discard decks by mulliganing too aggressively. So, if we get a tracker next turn, we could be okay. Unfortunately, their tracker is now out of bolt range as well, which means we need to hit a roast to kill this. Our ideal draw is going to be Bloodbraid into roast. I mean, when isn't Bloodbraid a great draw, though? Bloodbraid was going to be a great draw regardless of the lands that we drew this game. Alright, well, I mean, we get to tell him to get knucked up, and there's value in that, I guess. Let's punch him. Get in there. Get in there with his big stabby sticks. He's got 2 big stabby sticks, Chad. Just get him. Big hasty knucks. Look at that, we paid 4 mana for that. It's almost as... Does anybody else remember the sadness of playing this card in Standard, and your opponent would just be like, turn 4 Siege Rhino, and you'd be looking at your Savage Knuckleblade in your hand like, why is Siege Rhino a 4/5? Why is Siege Rhino a 4/5? Nux is now known as Stabby Sticks. I registered Savage Knuckleblade what we could call an embarrassing amount when he was legal, okay? I registered a good deal of Mr. Stabby Sticks here. Alright, 4 cards. My body's ready to draw 4 lands and concede. Who's ready? Who's ready to draw 4 lands and concede? Alright, Is there a couple of cards here? Couple of cards? You good? Alright, so we've got some choices, chat. We've got some choices. Alright, so we're gonna lead on Serum Visions here, because we could set up something great to Bloodbraid into. Ooh. I'm getting all tingly, chat. I'm getting all tingly. We're gonna go top. We're gonna bolt this. We're gonna roast this. We're gonna suspend this. We're gonna smash with this. Just, whoo-hoo. Whoa, that's what I call pod racing, chat. There's so many cards. Somebody wanted to cut the Ancestral Visions. It's what we like to call a good turn in the biz, chat. And I know technically I should wait till post-combat to roast their thing and suspend my visions, but like, I would rather just press my auto pass hotkey. Holy gosh, what is in their hand? What is in their hand, chat? I don't understand what is in their hand. Do you think my channel could get taken down for showing this? Is this against the TOS? Next turn, they could just have a bunch of burn spells. They could just have a bunch. We could be dead to a pile of burn spells here. We could just be getting burned out. That's true. That's true. I got to draw my cards and do my stuff. We flew too close to the sun, chat. We flew too close to the sun. It's gonna, sometimes Sometimes you crash and burn, fall too close to the sun. All right, that was, yeah, so it was rough, chat. We're a little bit too far behind for a little bit too long. We're having such a good time, opponent. Why do you hate fun? Why do you hate fun, opponent? I don't understand. The swings, the emotional highs, the lows are so low. All right, yeah, shake it off. Shake it off. We're gonna get the next one here, okay? Needs more ley line of sanctity. Is there nothing sacred anymore? Heidi ho, and away we go. That's true. We actually did stone nothing till turn 4 that game. Actually, we suspended visions on 1 and then did stone nothing. Oh no! Oh no! Cagel! Friendly fire! Friendly fire! Oh! Hey, you're back, Cagel. I'm glad we get mileage out of the friendly fire emote. That was a good addition. Apologies. Apologies. Oh, bring in the heat. Bring in the heat. Apparently there's a Chrome add-on that lets you, it pauses the scrolling if you mouse over Twitch chat. I should probably install that Chrome add-on so I stop misfiring people. If we had roasted the ooze and attacked with Nux and pumped it and bolted upstairs. I didn't even count that, Dingo. I didn't even count that. They could have gained health though, right? They could have gained health though. That's a good line. I didn't think about that. What's the one card from Commander decks you want in Modern? I want that stupid command. The one where you get to either mana leak, draw a card, or unsummon something. I think it costs blue 3. I would love it if that card was Modern legal. I don't think it would be good, but I would enjoy casting it. Mystic Confluence, yeah. Could we just have the entire Confluence cycle in Modern? I think it's a different card, Rowan. It depends on how much mana efficiency you need. Oh, geez, Kaya Ghost Assassin is another card. The whole Confluence cycle and Kaya are the cards I would like in Modern. Soon 7 with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. There's a lot of people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month. I don't even think Kaya would be good either. It would just be a card that I would enjoy playing. Which, dang it, Bobby. That's all I want out of life. I just want to cast cards that I enjoy casting. It's why I want Stoneforge to be good. For playing Enchantress, even though it was the wrong list. Thank you, Bear, for the bits. I appreciate it. Well, we were going to be in a pretty good spot, and then they took our only toy away. The Bad Ponder is a reprint. That's an old card. Portent is a card from Ice Age. Ooh, my wonderful wife sounds to be home. Sounds like she's home with lunch. All right, we get a bunch of toys here, chat, and they're stuck on 2 lands. So hopefully our toys are useful here. That's tough. So do I just spin the Bloodbraid wheel? I feel like our hand's not very good still, right? I think I just spin. Spin to win, right? Okay. Okay, so we get to fetch a mountain here and then smash. 5 mana, 7 hasty power across 2 bodies. They have a decay here. Hello, wife.
Hello, spouse.
Thank you.
Welcome. Should I let the people have a mark on their bingo card?
Do you want to give them a bingo mark? It's up to you. Are you benevolent to the bingo people of Hooglandia?
Do I get anything out of it?
Do I get anything out of it? She asks. Ooh, that's a Liliana. I assume we're losing Bloodbraid here and then going to 8. You get bits out of it. Someone offered bits.
I do like cupcake bits.
All right. There's a
Hi, Hooglandia.
There's a Hoogle wife for your bingo cards.
What up, Hooglandia?
And she really, most of the time when Christy comes on stream, she basically gives you 2 for 1 on bingo cards because she brings me food. So like,
that's true.
You get Jeff eats on stream.
That's true. I just gave you 2 spots on your cards. What up?
All right, so Scavenging Ooze is definitely a card I want here. I think I just want to grow it out of bolt range right away here. So I'm just going to shock this in and then eat a Goyf and a Bloodbraid here right away.
He does yell loud, doesn't he?
Listen, my performance is art, and I need you to respect that.
Look at his sad sandwich.
My sandwich is delicious.
He got avocado instead of bacon.
I don't like bacon.
That's like,
bacon
there's so much wrong with that.
Bacon is gross.
You should get avocado in addition to bacon.
Well, look, their wife's name is Christy, honey.
Oh, it's spelled wrong. Though.
It's spelled wrong. I think you're in the minority for how people spell Christy. I hate to tell you.
Good, I'm unique.
You're unique.
Do you want a wife who's the same as all the other wives?
Ugh. I think we're dying, chat. I think we're dying. All right, so I think I bolt upstairs here, right? Because that way if I draw another bolt, they're dead. I think I just bolt upstairs. It's a trick question, Jeff. Dude, how to answer that? That's lethal, right?
At some point in time, Jeff is getting a soundproof room for doing this.
That's exactly lethal.
Wow. Goodbye.
That's exactly lethal. I love you too. Look, my Knuckleblade is about to knuck them up. This is exciting.
Is inhumane.
It is. I am human. It is humane by definition.
Inhumane.
All right, get him. Get him. Ready to get knocked up? Oh! Get him. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not loud. I'm not loud. That's absurd. That's absurd. I am not loud. The old 7 mana 6/6 haste you. 7 mana 6 you. That's just good clean deck building right there, chat. All right, I'm gonna mute myself off and on while I eat here, so hang tight. Enjoy the slightly silent magic. I want to set an important precedent for people that don't understand that concession. Playing against Lantern Control is miserable. If you want me to play your fair, interactive deck that's going to win by attacking against Lantern Control, you need a minimum of 6 ways to destroy Ensnaring Bridge in your sideboard. A minimum of 6. That's the minimum number of ways to destroy Ensnaring Bridge that makes me willing to play an interactive attacking deck against Lantern Control. That's malign. No, Grudge does not count as 2. Grudge counts as 1. It doesn't count for all bridge decks because Lantern specifically limits your ability to draw your answers, which means you need a higher density of answers to beat the bridge. You need a higher density of answers to beat bridge out of Lantern specifically. Normally, 2 to 4 ways to beat bridge is going to be enough to beat bridge out a lot of the decks that are just playing a bridge and aren't also taking your cards away alongside of it. Perfect alcohol. I get an email notification for all of that. I probably won't respond to decks from people until Monday at this point, though, because I'm going to finish streaming, I'm going to pack, and then I'm going to be leaving for Indy here soon. Although I think Matt's driving, so maybe I'll bring my netbook and do some work in the car. Yeah, no worries, Zon. I'm glad you're enjoying it. The Elves deck's a lot of fun, for sure. I like the Elves deck a lot. I'm going to fetch basic Forest and play Noble Hierarch here, because non-zero chance they're a Ponza deck with the Arbor Elf start here. I might have dropped Avocado on the floor. See, non-zero chance I dropped Avocado on the floor, chat. Greg says, Modern's a format where people pick up and play different things. There are so many decks in Modern that it's difficult for every fringe deck to do well constantly. Libalek with the $10 donation. Thank you very much. Your volume is inhumane. I'm human. It is humane by definition. This exchange made me lose my stuff laughing at work. Put this towards Tribal Zoo. Sounds good. Sounds good. Nope. I'm literally eating an avocado sandwich, and some of it slipped out of my sandwich and hit the floor. I think we're supposed to just kill this Tireless Tracker here. I really don't want them drawing cards, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. What is in my avocado sandwich? It is an avocado, lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise sandwich. That's grilled. It's from Meatheads. They have good fries and ketchup as well. We're playing Modern Diva, so we 3-2'd with the 4-color deck, of course. No, I'm not playing any Fate today. I have to work for a living, chat. Playing fairies isn't work. Playing fairies is like me skipping my normal job to test a deck for indie. I have lots of wonderful people who have given me lots of wonderful dollary dues to play their sweet decks. We played a bunch of fairies this week already too. Bottom those, bolt this, play the Skoos. Yeah, they did sequence themselves out of a clue. Okay then. Okay then, yep. Good stuff, good stuff. Well. I probably said this last time too. I need to stop accepting Temur decks. These decks are all so bad. These are like, our Hunter, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. These are like the archetype that people just, they so desperately want this archetype to be good and playable. And it's just really not. Red-Green Valakut Titan is on the no-fly list. But Bring to Lightscape Shift is a fine donation deck. That's true. There's a non-zero chance we make it to playing Spirits today. I've got 3.5 hours. If we get dumpstered here, we might have time still. I just don't enjoy the play patterns that Red-Green Valakut creates. I don't think it generates very interesting games of Magic, in my opinion. Thank you for the bits, Trax. Yeah, the Temur Kiki deck's okay. I think that's definitely my favorite Temur deck. We do well with the deck consistently. A lot of 3-2s and 4-1s. We had a 5-0 once. Getting to shove a combo and a toolbox into the deck helps a lot. Thank you for the content. I hope you have a blast at the tournament. Sounds good. Thanks for the support. I do appreciate that. Definitely need to dig for lands here, right? Especially against a potentially what's likely a Ponza deck. Yeah, Grixis Dragons is red-black splash Bolas. I've got, the list I have put together has 1 Steam Vent, Haven of the Spirit Dragon, and then the new Sarkhan to cast, to make blue mana for the Grixis, for the Bolas. Well, they've got a whole lot of nothing going on. It's on, well, they're about to, our opponent's about to learn a very valuable lesson about life and magic. And that lesson is damage doesn't kill creatures, state-based actions kill creatures. This is a mistake you only make once. So for those that aren't familiar with why that works that way, my Goyf was a 2-3, but there wasn't an instant in the discard pile. So when the game goes to check, hey, should my creature be dead? The game goes, Tarmogoyf has 3 damage on it, but Tarmogoyf is a 3-4 because there's now an instant in the discard pile. Ever consider performing some cameos with budget MTGO decks? Now, budget stuff is just like not my not my forte, Malav. I think there's a lot of people like Saffron Olive in that do good budget content, and that's just not what I'm interested in doing. I'm interested, there's so many sweet things. Glad I remembered to resub. Thank you, Dub Scientist, for the 2 months. There's so many sweet things to play without budget considerations that I really don't want to make time to get around to playing things with budget considerations. So, if they don't, even if they have a Stone Rain here, they're just dead on board, right? And if they don't have a Stone Rain, they just have something else. Our Bloodbraid's gonna put them in the ground. You have a Spellskite. I have a basic island. It's like Christmas, chat. It's like Christmas. I'm gonna play this elf and kick him in the teeth here. Oh, missequencing. Missed a clue, chat. What do I think the format would look like if Tron went away? I think it would look very similar to how it looks now. It's just people that are trying to play good, honest, interactive Magic would have a lot more fun. Modern is so big, and there's so many different decks that people just love playing, that I don't think removing any single archetype would have that big of a change on the format. To answer the question, what do I think of this archetype in this deck? I think this deck is pretty clunky on average. I think not being able to kill large creatures due to your red removal dealing set amounts of damage is not very good. I think this archetype leaves a lot to be desired overall. My favorite Bloodbraid Elf deck is the Temur Kiki Evolution deck that we've played a number of times on stream. You can find my current deck list for that, along with a bunch of videos of it on my website, jeffhoagland.com/decklist. I'm going to go double bottom here. We're just looking for some more lands at this point. If we get Blood Moon here, we're pretty dead. What about Choke? I think Choke and Boil are pretty poorly designed cards as well. There's a reason why they don't make Magic cards like those anymore. They don't generate particularly interesting or stimulating gameplay, in my opinion. All right, I'm gonna fetch a... They had Blood Moon, they would have played it, right? I have enough to do even without red mana. I'm gonna fetch a basic forest here, just to play around Blood Moon a little bit. I think Back to Basics would actually be an okay power level for Modern. I think Back to Basics is a pretty reasonable Magic card. It's powerful at what it does, but it offers more counterplay than something like Blood Moon does. So that's gonna die. I only have 2 cards left, and we have a bunch of cards in our hand. So, like, if we find a red source here, we're going to be in a pretty reasonable spot. Oh, it's a Birds of Paradise. That's adorable. You are 1 card too soon. You are 1 card too soon, Ancestral Visions. So they have 3, 4, 5. So if they hit another land, they could Titan us next turn. If we don't get Titan, we'll be okay here. They could Dragon us, but we're in a position to race a Dragon at this point, right? Are we? I think we are. I think this is a Dragon on D. I guess if it's on D, I attack with Exalted. They're dead to a land? Not quite. I'm dead to second dragon out of them. That is not what I meant to do. I guess we're playing this other Noble Hierarch now. Also worth noting that if these Noble Hierarchs had been Birds of Paradise, we'd have won this game probably, right? Because we'd be able to jump block this Stormbreath Dragon. That being said, they might not have another dragon here, and then we could be in an okay spot. And we could be in an okay spot. So, what? They're dead on board, right? What I feel is the best blue control deck right now in Modern. Probably Jeskai. Probably Jeskai. Yeah, we're dead to a bolt there, but like we're dead in the air to the Stormbreath Dragon anyways. I think we just make them have it. Alright, we're 2-2 after conceding a match to Lantern Control. And don't get me wrong, while I said this deck lacks quality answers to a lot of things, if you like casting Savage Knuckleblade, this deck's plenty reasonable. It plays a lot of sweet cards. It's got a lot of... You're going to be able to win matches of Magic with it in Modern. That's why Modern's a fan-favorite format. The power level of this format is pretty low overall, even with the decks that are good. And you can win matches even with brews like this that aren't fully optimal, in my opinion. What do I feel is the best Jund deck in the format? Does Grishelbrand count as a Jund deck? It technically has all those colors in it. I think all and Vizier would benefit significantly from a Summoner's Pack Tutor for the third turn. I don't know. I really don't like that deck. I don't think it's very good. Mardu Pyromancer's the best Jund deck. That's the real answer. Pretty sure I just want to hold up Bolt here. This is likely Hardened Scales. So if they have like a Steel Overseer or an Arcbound Worker, I want to just blast it here. The reason I didn't play the Naya Landfall deck this weekend is because the Naya Landfall deck is not what I consider to be a feel smart deck. The Naya Landfall deck is a deck that generally beats people based on deck registration. It's gonna run people over, or it's not. While it offers some play and counterplay while you're playing it, aggressive decks by and large are mostly about asking questions like, does your opponent have it? And if I'm going to play the same deck for an entire weekend of Magic, I want to feel smart while I play it. I want to feel like I had a bunch of micro decisions that I got to make, and I want to feel like my decisions that I made inside of my matches had a very real impact on the game. Only if you were planning to donate 100 plus to make it happen today, Alcohol. If it's just going to happen at a future stream, it's fine. I'll get to it this evening or later next week. Yeah, and I think that reason that I just described there is the reason why you see a disproportionate number of people playing decks like Blue-White Control and Jeskai, even though I think those decks actually aren't very good in Modern. I think people play those decks because they want something more out of Magic than just winning matches. They want those multitude of choices while they're playing the game. That's something that they really want while they play. And there's nothing wrong with wanting that out of a match of Magic, in my opinion. Magic gets to be a lot of different things to a lot of different people. It's one of the reasons why it's such a great game. I'm gonna spell pierce this. I mean, and honestly, in my opinion, if the only reason you're playing Magic is to win, you should probably play a game with less variance in it if that's your only reason. Lower on, I basically just play decks as they get to the top of the queue. I think Bant Friends is in there at the moment. Bant Super Friends is currently row 21 in the queue, so probably at some point next week, depending on how things pan out. What colors? I'm playing the blue-red deck in Indy. I tweeted a picture of my deck list, and you can also find it on my website, jeffhoagland.com/decklist. I do not play chess. It's not a game that I find myself playing. Man, let me tell you about Shock versus Pendelhaven, chat. Let me tell you a story about Shock versus Pendelhaven. It's not a happy story for the Shock player. No, I'm not really enjoying Legacy at the moment. I actually am not currently accepting donation decks for Legacy. I think at some point next week, I'm probably going to play through the last, there's like 5 Legacy decks in the queue that people said they'd wait on and they didn't want changed out. I'll probably just play those to clean them out, but I'm really not enjoying the current Legacy format. It's just not my cup of tea personally. Basically, the TLDR and why I haven't been enjoying Legacy is that the decks in Legacy that are good are very good, and the decks in Legacy that aren't those decks that are really good are pretty terrible. And the decks, by and large, that people donate to see play on a stream like this are decks that are in the secondary category. Decks that are interesting or sweet for some reason, but they aren't very good. And in a format like Modern, where the power level is more flat, playing decks that are medium minus still means we get to win matches. In Legacy, it largely means we just get dumpstered and it isn't a good time. Plus, it's not like there's a shortage of Modern decks people want to see played, right? Like there's... What, the queue currently has 64 decks in it, and 59 of them are Modern at this point, so maybe if there's suddenly a huge lack of interest in Modern at some point in the future, I'll consider playing other formats again, but I feel like as long as there's a bunch of people out there that want to support me to play a bunch of Modern content, I like this format. I like this format because playing good decks is boring by and large a lot of the time. I don't enjoy them. I don't find them mentally stimulating. And like I said, there's so many people that want to play this, that want to see this format. Why do I even need to branch out? Well, I mean, best is a super subjective metric. You definitely can't objectively measure best format versus other formats because different people like different things. I'd rather just support you to serenade me. Thanks for the bits, great Germ. I guess Knuckleblade like blocks here. I guess Knuckleblade was not built for blocking, but I guess that's what it'll do. One of these days, Knuckleblade's gonna block all over you. Sorry, someone just sent me bits to serenade them, and that felt natural. Here's the best way to learn how to sideboard. When you're playing a match, Shuffle all 15 cards from your sideboard into your deck, and then cut the 15 worst cards out of your deck. If you find yourself struggling to cut 15 cards out of the 75 cards you have in your hands, that means your deck isn't built properly, and you have too many cards for the matchup that you're currently playing, and you should reassess how your deck is built. That's the best way to approach sideboarding, in my opinion. We're like super dead here, right? Super, super dead. All right, we got a couple Ancient Grudges. We got an Arc Trail. Staticaster's not bad here either. I don't think this is a Feed the Clan matchup. Usually they kill us by miles, not inches. The Hardened Scales deck is really awesome. We played a league with that on stream last week, I believe, and we 5-0'd with it. This is not a Visions matchup. This is not a Sword of Light and Shadow matchup. This is probably a Roast matchup. I probably just want to max on removal. I know Izzet Charm was awkward that game, but they're not going to have their Pendelhaven every game, so I think it's worth keeping in. Tuning into my lunch, Blake. Think card. Stop it, Big Beanie Cap. It's Fair Deck Friday. Fair Decks don't want to play against card. Thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it. Cruising in. You're watching YouTube videos and realize Jeff is live. Thank you for the 30 months cruising in. I appreciate it. It seems pretty good, right? Is Fair Deck Friday an actual thing? It might be. I feel like we have Meme Mondays, which is basically combo decks by and large. So maybe Fair Deck Friday is something Hoaglandia needs in its life. Maybe it's not. It's the hero we didn't know we needed. Meme day every day. Well, there's the best card. Believe it or not, chat, we don't get enough real decks submitted to do a try harder in Tier 1 Tuesday. And there just aren't enough of those. We're just never beating this. All right, so wraps on Temur, because I always like to do a wrap up at the end. Temur midrange consistently feels underwhelming to me. Your threats are expensive. In terms of mana, your answers are inefficient, except for like Lightning Bolt, and your inability to deal with large creatures is a problem in conjunction with your clock that's kind of medium. So I think if you want to play Temur, I would definitely recommend checking out the Temur Kiki deck list that we played a bunch of times on stream. You can find that on my website in the brews section. I think having a combo finish inside of a Temur deck fixes some of the problems that it tends to have. I definitely think these kind of fair mid-rangey decks with Bloodbraid and especially Ancestral Visions, I think they leave a lot to be desired in the format overall.